seat a minute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Jennifer Eden.
Here.
Al Poole.
Here.
Mike Cunningham.
Here.
David Walker.
Here.
Soren Peterson.
Here.
Chuck Schultz.
Here.
And I'm here.
Any changes to the agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Good motion and support it to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Next is approval of the consent agenda, the regular board meeting minutes from June 19th, 2018, the treasurer's reports, and the clerk's warrants and bills.
So moved.
Second. Been motion and supported to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Next is communications. Items number 1 is the Lake Shannon Road Improvement Bond and Bid Awards Certificate. Item number 2 is the Planning Commission meeting and public hearing synopsis from July 10th, 2018. Number 3 is the Planning Commission approved meeting minutes from March 21st, 2018.
So moved.
Support. It's been motioned and supported to receive and place communications 1 through 3 on file. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, next is public remarks. If anybody would like to make any comments to the board, now's the time to do it. Yes, sir.
Good evening, board and residents of Tyrone Township. My name is Matt Germain. I'm currently a township trustee in Heartland, and I'm running for the commissioner's position in Livingston County for District 3. I've been a township trustee for the last 8 years. And prior to that, I was 6 years with the Heartland Township Planning Commission. I ran my own engineering business for about 12 years. I just sold it 2 years ago, and I'm now working for the company that bought it. Our family has had a farm in Heartland Township on Bullard Road for the last 72 years. We just had a float in the Heartland Memorial Day Parade. I'm not sure if you were there to see it or not, celebrating 17 Heartland High School graduates and 3 veterans as well. I have 3 children. 2 are married. The youngest one is going to Grand Valley State in the fall, actually next month. And our son John is currently active military. He's a captain in the United States Army stationed in Fort Carson in Colorado. So I love being a public servant, and I know Dave Domas has been our commissioner for the last 22 years. I felt it was important to try to get some new blood at the county level after that many years, and I feel that as a public servant, I can certainly serve your needs, similar to ours in Heartland and the other community members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Anyone else? Okay, since we have no public comment, we will move on to unfinished business, which we have none. So we'll move on to new business. Item number 1 is the request of Mr. Sahuri. Did I say that correct, sir?
Yes.
To appeal his fire run service charge. You've received a emergency fire run bill for an open burning violation on April 29th of this year. This would be an opportunity for you to tell the township board why we should reverse this bill to you. So if you'd like to go ahead and address the board, please do so. Note that we will probably ask you some questions along the way.
All right. I guess first of all, really it was a false alarm. My neighbor was here for me, and I called. Not sure what their policy is. Per the township ordinance, it does state that false alarms may be exempt from charges. And also it says costs are based on risk of the emergency, whether there was any injury or damage, the extent which the required unusual circumstances to anyone, And really, the two volunteer firemen that did come out, they didn't even get out of their truck. Pulled out, saw it, and turned right back. That really, the 1419, in my opinion, is not a reasonable call for that.
Yeah, I volunteered to come and talk about this because I talked to Mr. David Hanut about what actually happened. He said, I think you really should go and appeal this to the board. The day that I left my home, I was on a very tight schedule to catch a flight down in Detroit. I came around the corner and saw some smoke, and after I passed it and was down at the beginning of Top of the Pines, and got onto White Lake Road, I said, gee, did I see someone there or not? And I wasn't too sure. So I called the president of the association. He didn't answer. I called Cummings, who represents Top of the Pines. They didn't answer. And at that point, I didn't know exactly what to do. So I called 911. And I said to them, I don't think this is a big deal, but if you have a cruiser around here, and they often do on White Lake Road, could you just have them go up and check to make sure someone was there? And she said to me, and this is why I really came here, because she said to me, well, do I need to send the fire department? And I said, no, do not send the fire department. She asked that question twice during the conversation. And yet they went and did it anyways. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Why would she ask the question? And then when I tell her the truth about it, she goes around me and just says, she sent it anyways, which I didn't even know at the time. I said, no, I just want to know if there's someone that can go up and look and make sure someone was there, because it wasn't that big a fire. In fact, I didn't see fire, I just saw smoke. Then, about 15 minutes later, I was able to finally get a hold of Tony Allen, and I explained what happened to him. I said, it's not a big deal, but I couldn't get a hold of the two people I was supposed to call, and since you live near him, could you just go up there? And he said, sure, and then he called back and said it was no big deal. So I came, I'm Dr. Straley, I came because I felt that it was very unreasonable that they asked me, you know, should I send the fire department? I tell them no, and then they go ahead and do it anyways. I would hope that 911 would listen to what the people are saying to them. But I was sort of in a catch-22. I didn't think as I'm driving down to catch this flight at Metro, could it possibly not have been attended? And that's why I came to talk to you and tell you my side.
Did you have any other comments or statements you'd like to make?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was going to ask the board if they have any questions.
What were you burning? Just leaves?
Just some leaves.
And was there a burn permit for it?
No, there's no burn permit,
Not at the,
and he is in a residential without 3 acres.
I mean, it's 1 point.
Were you aware that the regulations for open burning has changed, that parcels under 3 acres are not allowed to burn open leaves?
Not at the time. No.
Yeah.
It's relatively new at Top of the Pines, too.
Well, that's new too, right?
Yep.
When was that passed? December?
Yeah, it's been in the newsletter, though.
It's been
That
in the
we send
newsletter,
out
but
twice a
I think
year.
the point, what I'm saying is, had you gotten a burn permit, you'd have been told that. You'd have been given the updated rules. You know, there's numerous venues. We have at our front. We tell at the front when you check in. We tell you at the back. You know, I understand the false alarm, but we have an open burning without a burn permit, and we also have a violation of burning leaves on 3-acre parcel or small.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can see, a fine for not having a burn permit, but
Right.
$1,400. I mean, I think everybody would agree that's not a reasonable charge.
Well, that's what we pay per run for the fire department. And do you feel that it's, ask you a question, do you feel that it's fair that the rest of the taxpayers foot the bill because the rules
No,
weren't
I
followed?
help foot the bill because there's a special assessment for fire.
I understand
employees,
that.
And we all pay that amount, right?
Yeah.
So I'm paying every year
Mhm.
for fire and police protection. So, I don't know who signed the original agreement for every time you have a run, regardless of what type of run, for 1419, but the charge to me from the the fire department charging the townships unreasonable. We, as residents, we shouldn't have to pay that much for something like that. I mean, that's, I think everybody here would agree.
Especially when the 911 lady said, well, then she wouldn't send it.
And I called, and you can see on the 911 report, I called 911 back before they even came out. I said, we do not need anybody. I gave them my name, address, and she can check that I live there. She had my cell phone number. She put in the 911 information, and she decided that somebody had to come in. So I tried canceling it. So I did all I felt I could do and not have them come out. They could have sent a cruiser. They could have sent a cruiser or somebody out to see what was going on.
I don't think
I
that's
think it was an error
approvable,
on
is it?
their part. I don't know whether she transferred the information to them correctly, but she asked twice. I told her no twice, and then she said, okay, I won't send it. And then the next I hear, he's got a big bill because they showed up. And then I called Tony Aller and said, did they really show up? And he said, well, no fire truck showed up, but they came up with a car. So I just think that the amount is too high, too, for that kind of thing. It was an error on their part, in my opinion. Or why'd they ask? If they're not going to listen to what people tell them, then just even explain anything to them.
Correct.
I would have called back, they didn't even have the right address.
Hmm.
Things like- That's all I'm asking you to question.
Can I ask one question? What was it in the past if the fire department did not show up and there was just a burn permit not drawn? Was there two separate fines, or in each case it was always an exorbitant amount?
Well, I don't think we've issued any fines for somebody open burning without a permit unless the fire truck has gone out.
Or the fire truck not going
Because
out?
most of the open burns occur at night, or they occur on the weekends when the township's not open. So we don't have a zoning enforcement officer on staff to go out and do that.
So technically, if this would happen on a weekend, they
It
may not
was
have...
a weekend, I think.
Yeah.
You're going 80 miles an hour down the freeway and there's no cop. Are you breaking the law?
Well, I don't think that he necessarily feels that he should pay zero.
Wow.
But what I'm trying to say is that the
We got
majority of that
charged it.
fine has probably got to be because of the fire truck and that kind of stuff.
We got charged it because there was, if he would have had a burn permit, he would have known what he had to do, or that he couldn't have burned those things there. Or, see where I'm getting at?
Sure.
That's the 80 mile an hour on the freeway. Are you breaking the law if there's no
I
cop?
don't think you should forgive him for not having a burn permit.
But that is the fee. That's the fee. That's what we
Do you think
pay.
that's a reasonable?
I don't think it's reasonable for everybody else to pay for your lack of a permit. I don't think it's reasonable for you to not follow what everybody else has to follow.
I just, obviously, like I said, you can fine me for not having a permit. It wasn't $1,400 worth of cost.
Well, especially had they not shown up. If they had not shown up and done what they told me to do.
I could have not called them and given them the right address. I mean,
I think Mike can expound on this a little better. The point is that no matter what it's called, if it's a 3-alarm fire, if it's TRW on fire, it's $1,400 and $1,419 to the township. It's across the board, regardless if it's just somebody burning a newspaper or something in the front yard, or an entire factory on fire,
But
it's
if a factory's on
$1,450.
fire and there's insurance things involved, the fire department and the township folks can recoup their cost from insurance. Something like this.
Actually, we can't recoup the cost for that, but
There isn't no way to justify $1,400 worth of spending. Volunteer fire guys to show up in the pickup, not even get out of their vehicle, turn back around.
Well, because we don't have a fire department, we have to contract for the services, so that's
I understand
the rate that has been charged us to have fire coverage for the township.
The township needs to rethink that.
Do you know how much it would cost to have our own fire
No, I'm not talking
department?
about the
Okay.
fire department, I'm talking about the structure of how they charge maybe or something.
Well, they should not have come, not when they told me they were not going to come. That
And
just
I
goes-
called, let's say I had a young kid accident down 911, and I called, tried to cancel the 911. And I can't even cancel, the calls that come up, so I'm gonna get hit with the bill. Because I did call to cancel before they came. That's the frustrating part, right? I called and said there is no emergency.
Again, the only reason you're getting the bill is because you did not have a burn permit and you were in violation of the ordinance.
But if you read the
It's
ordinance,
not about the call. You were in violation.
No, if you read the ordinance, everything in the ordinance is about emergencies and risks to the township. There was no risk to the township, zero.
If you had a burn permit
I'm
and
not-
knew the
you're
ordinance,
you're
you would
stuck
not
on
have
the
gotten
burn
the fee.
permit thing, okay, like I said, if you look at the burn permit thing, there is a fine if you have a burn permit. You can get fined $100, right? If you don't have a burn, if you're burning a burn permit, you can get a $100 fine.
There's a recovery ordinance for the cost of the fire run
I know,
associated with you
ordinance
not
says-
having a burn permit. That's what it says.
It says allowable, so then why is there a thing in there to appeal, why is there, all this information there? Why you charge, but then for appeal, you're just gonna give everybody a 14.
Well, it also states in the ordinance that if fire run charges are incurred, you may be held liable for those.
Maybe, right? There's a false alarms, it's up to the township board. This is why I'm here, because to me, it was a false alarm. There was no emergency. There was no threat of a fire, zero. But if the fire department didn't even get out of their truck, that's telling me there's no threat of anything serious. They literally were there 30 seconds, pulled up, looked, turned back around.
Well, I do think it's an exception because of the mistake that they made. I do feel that. My own personal feeling is I would cut the thing in half, but if you can't even, if you're not even allowed to do that, it seems that what he's reading, you're allowed to justify
You know, I could,
justice.
if the board is interested, I could request the call reports and we could bring this up at another, or if you're willing to make a decision on it tonight, we can do that. But
So I think I've heard enough. So in the spirit of moving things along, then, I'll make a motion that we cut the assessment to $709.50, meet you halfway at half. We will then check with the protocols on the call with the 911 folks. That would be my motion.
support. It's been motioned and supported to cut the fire run charge in half with checking the protocol reports.
Yeah, we want
from
to check the
911.
protocol reports, because if he did in fact say, don't send them, don't send them, don't send
So
them, and
you
he
be-
called, so.
You want to amend
It's
your
not
motion?
conditional on that. It's not conditional on that.
Okay,
The 709.50 is the 709.50.
okay.
But I still want us to know, for our records, what happened on the call. So it's not conditional on that.
It's in the information.
It's not in
Okay,
the information.
so we'll check the reports. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. So it's 3-2. Were you a nay,
Roll
Chuck?
call. I would
Let's do a roll
request
call vote, please.
Dave Walker?
Yes.
Chuck Schultz?
No.
Soren Peterson?
Yes.
Jennifer Eden?
No.
Al Poole?
Yes.
Mike Cunningham?
No.
And I say no.
So that's 4 yeses to 3 noes?
One,
Your math
two,
is correct.
three, 4 noes.
4 noes to 3 yeses.
Yeses.
4 noes, 3 yeses. Okay. So, kind of at an impasse now.
No, you're not. You're not in an impasse. You rejected the,
Motion.
yeah, so
If
you
we
rejected
reject
the
the
motion.
motion, so then the bill will stand.
Guys do better than that.
We would expect our residents to follow our ordinances as well, too.
And I expected 911 to do better. That's the
Yeah.
key.
That we'll have to
conversation.
look into.
I mean, you double hit.
Sir, the conversation's over. Thank you. Have a nice night.
But thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
Moving on to item number 2, Resolution 18071, to establish the boundary, determine the levy for Public Safety Special Assessment District, and to schedule a notice, the second public hearing.
Oh,
We're on number 2.
Yeah, well, I know, but I thought you were...
Is our screen not working again? I
It
don't
is
want to
not
go off on a
working
tangent.
again.
Is our screen not working again?
So basically what this is it's a resolution to set up our public safety special assessment and to schedule a public hearing. It's required by statute to do it. So without any further discussion, I'll
So resolved.
entertain a support. It's been resolved and supported to establish the boundary to determine the levy for Public Safety Special Assessment District and to schedule notice of the second public hearing. This will be Resolution 180701. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Al Poole,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Soren Peterson,
Yes.
Chuck Schultz.
Yes.
David Walker.
Yes.
Mike Cunningham.
Yes.
And I say yes.
So that's been resolved. Next item is number 3. It's the City of Fenton contract for Township Fire Service. They're aware of the situation. They know that the Township Board is establishing the Public Act under this, and they've worked out a very reasonable contract. Their first year after the current contract expires is going to be at no increase, then 1% a year for the next 4 years. So unless there's anybody that's, it's the exact same verbiage as the
before.
previous contract. Nothing's changed except that it's flat the first year, 1% raise for the next 4 years. So unless
And it
anybody,
goes through for 5 years, right?
that'll put us through for 5 years.
Got it. Okay.
We sat and looked at cost modeling to determine where we think that we can
Yeah.
extend this out safely without any increases and,
In the assessment.
make it viable for all parties involved. And 5 years seems to be the point where we felt comfortable that we could do it without having to worry about going over budget and keeping costs where they are.
When was the last increase? Was it yearly increase last time for the last, for this assessment before it runs out? Is it? It stepped up like this, a certain percent per year?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was a little bit more aggressive last time. I think it was around 3% a year.
Yeah.
Which is, your basic cost of living increase, but we've been very fortunate that they kind of see where we're at and they think that, it's fair.
Okay. So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the City of Fenton contract for fire service. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Item number 4, same thing, Heartland Deerfield Authority, exact same contract, exact same pricing.
It's identical, right?
I did.
When I went through it, I couldn't find any difference, so. Okay. So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the Heartland Deerfield Authority contract for Township Fire Services. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Item number 5, Resolution 18072 to adopt the Livingston County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Basically what this does is if there's ever a hazard, flood, tornado, whatever, this allows the county to step in and take control. Obviously, they have EMS at their CMS, Central Dispatch, they have an emergency manager, they've got access to all the fire departments, and I think we are one of the last ones that still have approved this. I thought that our previous plan was still good, but it needed to be updated, so that's why we brought it back to the board.
So resolve.
Second.
It's been resolved and supported to approve or to adopt the Livingston County Hazard Mitigation Plan. This is Resolution 180702. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Soren Peterson,
Yes.
Chuck Schultz.
Yes.
David Walker,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden.
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
and I say yes.
So that resolution passes as well. Next is item number 6. It's the request of Keith and Patty Enberg, Land Division of Parcel 4704-27-200-004. Al, you care to take that?
Yeah, this one came to us pretty clean. We only had a few issues that needed to be resolved, and they met all those to our satisfaction, so Planning Commission would recommend that this land division go forward.
If there's anybody that would like to speak in opposition, please do so. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Been motioned and supported to approve the land division request of Keith and Patty Enberg. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Are you the Enbergs? Okay, so I guess what you'll need to do is come back with get a signature. Is that what they need, Terry? Yep.
Yep, we'll have to get the survey, the original survey, assuming Ross has it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need the original survey and approval letter, and then we'll get that signed so you can take it down and get it recorded. Okay?
Thank you very
All
much.
right. If you have any questions on that, you can call Ross tomorrow, and he'll tell you exactly what you need to do. All right?
Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Next is item number 7, the bids for township office cleaning. We've kind of had some concerns about our cleaning and basically asked our current guy for a little updated bid. We just felt that, the bathrooms need to be cleaned a little bit better and things need to be done a little bit better around here. So we put it out for bid and we received 2 bids. One is for Ritter's and the other one is our current person that's doing it, which is JW Cleaning.
Hang on, I can't get it up.
Ritter's bid includes use of their own equipment and chemicals. The other one includes the use of our equipment and chemicals. So there is a price difference. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't feel that our current cleaning person has the passion for the job anymore. Maybe they don't need us, I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff that's being missed. I walked into the restrooms on a Monday and they look like they haven't been touched, or they've been, some blue stuff in the toilet and whatever. Personally, I'm not pleased with them. I knew that when we put this out, and he was doing it at a very low rate, and I knew that when he put this out, it's probably going to cost us more. If we do decide to make a change, I would think that any motion would include a 30-day opt-out option by either party. I don't want to get into a 3-year contract with somebody and not have an option to terminate if we're not happy with their services. Anybody else want to comment on this?
Clarify again, who's our current of the 2?
It's
JW Cleaning.
JW,
Okay,
it's the
that's
second
what,
one.
okay, I got it. Okay.
And they were charging us $85 a week, so they've raised it $30.
Yeah, I see that.
Plus the $27 for supplies.
Okay.
This is I'm all for saving money, but then again, this is a very public facility. There's a lot of people that come and go.
Yeah,
It needs to be disinfected and sanitized.
yeah.
And with this bid, they'd still be using your equipment, right? JW?
Yes.
JW would still be using our equipment.
The other
So
one
that
would
means
use
if the
their-
vacuum cleaner burns out, we gotta buy a new vacuum cleaner.
Right.
Yeah.
We gotta buy new mop heads and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Okay. I move we award this to Ritter's Cleaning. What did you ask for on the caveat for the?
I'd like to have
30
a 30-day opt-out or 30-day termination clause by either party.
Okay.
Either party can terminate
That's fine.
within 30 days.
I mean, in the alternative, I'd like to just change the job description of the supervisor to include the cleaning of it. In the absence of that, we'll go with Ritter's proposal.
I'm not gonna wear any uniform.
I don't think I asked about a uniform.
Okay, just let you know.
Okay. Support.
Been motioned and supported to approve the Ritter's cleaning service with a 30-day opt-out by either party. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
And not to be that guy, but I forgot to include, you're going to ask for a good valid certificate of insurance from him.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was actually.
That was on
She
there.
actually does have that.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
I just didn't see it. My screen's shrunk, so I can't read the damn thing, so, okay. I'll take your word for it.
Right there.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
will provide a certificate
For
of
whatever reason,
liability.
my screen-
Okay, moving on to
On
item
that
number
item.
8, it's the request
Yeah,
of the
see?
treasurer to attend the MTA Fall Conference. It is budget, we do have training money for this. Jennifer's doing a great job and getting caught up to speed. She's been here a short time. These are always good opportunities for her to strengthen her knowledge in her position, so unless anybody wants to speak out against that, I'll entertain that motion.
And it's within the budget?
It's well within the budget.
Okay.
I
so
want
moved.
to, before you do that, I want to add that the second page of this did not get on here, and that is the room.
This is the
So
part
it's
where it
like
tells us
3.
it's in Las Vegas. or
Yeah,
something like
right,
that,
no,
so-
no. It's up in Bay City,
Okay.
but the room per night is $114 plus tax, so it'll be about $350.
So moved, but no
Well-
further than Bay City.
Don't we get municipal no tax on that?
Yes,
Government?
you're right, yep. So,
I'm just saying. no
42.
further than
See, I've
Bay
already
City.
saved money, we haven't even made the motion yet.
you're right,
I'm trying to.
Okay,
please do.
carry on.
So moved.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the request for the treasurer to attend the MTA Fall Conference.
This room.
Plus room. That's
Room and
attending the
board.
conference. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Miscellaneous business, we have none. Public remarks. Anybody have any public remark, comment? Okay, if there's none, I'll call for an adjournment.
So moved.
It's been motioned and supported to approve, to adjourn.
We all approve of adjournment.
Yeah, we're going back to the tops and start all over because it went so fast,
We all
right?
approve of adjournment.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, meeting adjourned. All right, now the fun begins.